Welcome back. My name is Matt Reiners, and I'm one of the co-founders of Eversound, a company dedicated to improving quality of life for older adults by giving them the gift of hearing. Today, I'm joined by Mary Cate Spires, marketing consultant for the Arbor Company. Thanks for joining me today, Mary Cate.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Amazing. And I love the color of your shirt, I must say. It's so vibrant.
Thank you. I have to have bright colors. I have to add something. I have bright pink nails on too.
Oh, I like it. Coordination.
Yes.
So, Mary Cate, I know you're a marketing expert, and so let's just jump into digital marketing. What do you think senior living providers are doing wrong nowadays?
Yeah. So I will say the onset of COVID forced everyone to up their digital marketing game, which has been great. It used to be really rough to look at some senior living websites, social media, all of that. People are doing a good job of getting their information out there. I think in general, we can be better at educating our prospects, potential leads and customers, just helping them. That's my favorite thing about inbound marketing. It really just means educating people and helping them. And they look to you as a thought leader and they buy from you, fantastic. But if not, you still help someone at the end of the day. So by having that, being that genuine and providing that content and helping someone, it's going to go a really long way when it comes to your marketing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the whole idea of inbound marketing, we do a lot of it too, is just providing that value. And one thing, I believe in teaching builds trust, and no one's going to ever buy from you until that trust has been established. So, and I think there's definitely the client needs to be more educated, right? There's so many decisions. They're not really sure where to go. Everyone's got the same stock photo up there, and, hopefully people are getting away from that. But yeah, I completely agree. And I know one of the things with you take a very intentional viewpoint of marketing, which I think is the only way to do it. And, how do you think senior living providers should go about setting, hitting, and really tracking their marketing goals?
Yes. So this is by far my biggest thing is data. I always say that data can't lie to you, especially in senior living. People like to go back to what's worked in the past, and that might be what works, but it might not be. And so by being able to look at the data instead of relying on your gut instinct, you're going to be able to make strategic decisions and improve marketing ROI. I am unlike most marketers. I hate spending money unless it's actually bringing in a return on investments. It really goes back to what our main goal is. What I like to do is look at customer research, competitor research, and then look into any existing data we have. So if we need more residents, what are the key performance indicators that we need to pull and track to increase our residents? Do we really need more leads? Do we need to do something with the leads we have? And so by asking those questions, that's how I like to set those goals and understand exactly what data points to track. You could be tracking data until the end of time, but you really just need to focus on what's going to tell that story for you. And that can change up. I always say to set one main goal. And once you've hit that goal, you can move on to the next. You don't have to always track, that one KPI, but if it's something that's going to help you come towards your goal for that moment, then that's definitely what you should be focusing on.
Yeah, I love having those short sprint goals, right? And just trying to figure out what success looks like. Because yes, I think data is super important. I love the story that it can tell. It takes emotion out of it. But I do find some people have that paralysis by data analysis almost going. And so there's almost too much that can be measured at any given time. But it sounds like you're taking a really smart approach to it.
Yes, it can be overwhelming for sure. But I like to just little things at once, you're going to have a lot happen over time.
Right. I mean, how do you eat an elephant, right? One piece at a time.
There you go.
Exactly. And now I know one of the things that people struggle with is identifying their ROI or return on investment when it comes to marketing. I know even at times we've struggled with this internally, even though I love our marketing team and think they do an amazing job. But how should senior living providers be thinking about their ORI when it comes to their marketing efforts?
Yeah, so this is difficult and you have to take it with a grain of salt because you're not going to be able to track everything. Brand awareness campaigns, you're going to get as close to being able to see everything rise if it's working. So you have to pick those KPIs to do your best. But when it comes to ROI, I actually like to look at it from a whole marketing and then by your different categories. So digital versus paid referrals, non-paid, all of that. And then I'll dive even deeper and look at my different sources of digital marketing for ROI. We've actually, as much as I love ROI, marketing ROI, we've actually stopped tracking that right now just because in senior living, sometimes those numbers can feel a little inflated. 3,000% ROI is great, but what does that actually mean? How do we make decisions based off of that? So we have changed to looking more at cost per lead, cost per tour, and cost per move-in. And I like that in a multi-location approach because no matter what the different locations are spending, you can compare them equally. So if you've got a community spending $100,000 and one spending $1,000, you still know how your marketing metrics are performing against each other. Whereas ROI sometimes is a little bit harder to tell that just off that one number.
It's a super valuable point. I love how you guys are thinking about the cost per lead and stuff and cost per tour and all that. And I think you brought up an idea in there that I'd love to kind of just explore a little bit more of where like the different locations, right? People are different in geographies. There's some groups that have communities all across the country. And, how are you thinking about marketing if you do have those multiple locations in different regions?
Yeah, it's super difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's something we have been dealing with for 7 years now. There's always that one special market. When it's a super special market, you're going to get those. Most recently for me, Miami comes to mind. We actually did some in-market buyer research, which helped a lot. Saw same trends as our overall buyer research, but with a little bit of nuances that we needed for that particular market. But what I like to do is when I'm ready to roll something out, I'm a big fan of testing. That's why I love working with multi-locations because you can test a bunch of different things for a bunch of different people. And so we'll actually test in some of the major markets and compare the results that way. If it's going well at all of the markets, we're going to roll it out everywhere. If it's going well in our northern, not our southern, then we're going to look at it from that. But really for me, it just comes down to testing and then, applying whatever lessons we learn from those tests.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think testing is so important when it comes to marketing, right? You got to test before you put some serious dollars behind any sort of campaign. How do you think senior living providers should go about testing their strategies? And if you can give any examples, I would love to hear that.
Yes. So that is my favorite thing about digital marketing. It is inexpensive to test and you can pivot so quickly. If you're running a Google ad and it's bringing in unqualified leads, if you have a good CRM and everything set up, you can see that right away and change it. You don't have to wait, until the billboard didn't bring you as many leads as you would hope. I have a serious issue with billboards. It's a personal thing, but no. So it's all about looking at that data. You have to give it enough time. I like to say 3 months. Obviously, if something is going really, really poorly right away, don't wait the 3 months, change it. But if it's, kind of happening, let it run. Digital especially has to learn on itself. So the longer you let it run, the more likely it is to be successful. But yeah, I would definitely start testing with digital. That's how you're going to be able to easily see what messages take effect. Maybe you're running some Facebook ads and you want to try some different messaging before sending out a direct mailer. This is where you can really kind of play with things, and it's so much cheaper to change stuff out. So Facebook, you're just going to have to pay for the new little ad that you create. Whereas again, a billboard, you have to pay the $1,500 change fee every time you want to change it out. So digital is definitely my favorite thing to test with. Messaging, strategies, you name it. A/B tests are my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I'm all about the A/B test. And I'll tell you one marketing campaign we did in the past that you don't need to test. But when we were first getting started, I did a direct fax campaign to 300 senior living communities, just assuming if a random piece of paper showed up, they would actually do something, and nothing happened. So
I didn't even know you could do that.
I figured out a way to kind of do it at scale and set up a landing page, and not a single person visited it. So just cross that off if you're going to test that in the future.
But you tracked it, so you know that it didn't work.
Exactly. Before I went and faxed every senior living community, hey, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. But if you could give senior living providers just like 3 guiding principles as they're, looking to the future, thinking about their marketing strategy, what would you say?
Yeah. So first, track your data. Oh my gosh, if you don't have it set up, get it set up now. GA4 is coming. Find a partner to deal with that for you. It is scary. I don't even know how to do it, but get that taken care of so you can track everything. A great automation tool, CRM integration, is going to save your life. It's going to give you that full feedback loop. So start checking your metrics and understanding what they're talking about. Content. Please invest in content, especially local content. Your corporate brand is great, but people care about what's happening in your local community. So that's usually my biggest advice. I call it localization at scale. You can put out a lot of content for all of your locations, but you still need to treat them like individual companies. And third, I would just say, make sure you're looking at what your competitors are doing. I do this fun exercise. It's a competitor report card, and I learn so much from what the competitors in each space are doing. What I could be better at. Do we need better Google reviews here? Do we need better Google ads here? That is a great starting off point. And a bonus one, because I just said it. Oh my gosh, pay attention to your Google reviews. Please.
I'm always amazed by what is written in some of those, and just people don't respond, or at least be proactive and just I don't know, try to right whatever wrong happened, which I will plug Eversound. We've got 18 5-star Google reviews, so no big deal. But
you're replying to them and posting to Google, and Google giveth and Google taketh away, I like to say.
Yeah, Google is funny how we talk about it. It's almost like we compare it to God at times, I feel like. You don't want to upset Google. But that is a whole other topic for a whole other day. So yes. Mary Cate, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been amazing to just dive a little bit deeper into digital marketing for senior living. Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I mean, really just track your data, make sound decisions. Don't go with your gut. It's not always right.